cheat code! What did you do?
What I had.
With Sonic 3 planned to premiere this holiday season, fans of the franchise are eager to see what's next for Sonic and his friends, especially as they face off against a prominent adversary like Shadow. Team Sonic has established themselves as willing heroes, determined to defend Earth and the Master Emerald. They've put themselves on the path of danger as they're sure to encounter additional threats and difficult situations. The next installment in the franchise could take them anywhere, establishing Sonic and his allies as Green Hill's greatest defense against evil. Today's video will discuss Sonic 3, where the story can go, and how the film could end.
Doctor! We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
Number 1. Robotnik's betrayal. Anyone familiar with the Sonic franchise expects Dr. Robotnik to fill the antagonist role whenever he's on screen. In the classic video games, he's already wreaking havoc when he first encounters Sonic, establishing their ongoing rivalry and sheer determination to stop the other once and for all. The film takes creative liberty in the original Sonic, as Robotnik is brought in to investigate the power outage in Green Hills, with his expertise to help the situation. However, he changes his objectives when he realizes Sonic's power and tries to obtain it himself. Robotnik transforms into the villain Sonic fans are familiar with throughout the first two films. He even convinces Knuckles to work alongside him when he meets the Echidna, convincing him that Sonic is their mutual enemy and an endangerment to the Master Emerald. His alliance with Knuckles comes directly from the classic games, but of course, he betrays Knuckles in the end, allowing him to join Team Sonic and stand against Robotnik instead. The films take a curious turn in the third film as the trailers show Team Sonic approaching Robotnik for help, believing he's the only one who can help them stop Shadow. Robotnik agrees to help the group in return for a single quill from Sonic. But his change of heart is peculiar as he's never felt satisfied with such a minuscule amount of power before. With his track record, Robotnik will likely bide his time until he can manipulate the situation to his favor, meaning he'll act as Sonic's ally for most of the film before betraying him. Robotnik's betrayal could throw the course of the film, setting Team Sonic back several steps when they were near success, causing the film's climax to raise the stakes and return Robotnik to his antagonist roots.
A more advanced intellect would have seen this move coming a mile away. Or 1.6 kilometers.
But I trusted you!
Number 2. Shadow's death. In the games, Shadow has a rather sad and despairing origin. Although he shares many similarities with Sonic, Shadow was artificially created by Dr. Robotnik's grandfather, Gerald, to act as the world's ultimate life form. Shadow spent significant time with Gerald and his granddaughter Maria, who he viewed as his friends and family. Unfortunately, he ends up separated from the Robotnik family, and when he regains consciousness 50 years later, he's eager to avenge the people he lost. In the original games, Shadow is awoken from his stasis by Robotnik, who wants his help taking over the Earth. Shadow helps him on the surface, but he also has a secret agenda. He plans to destroy Earth and everyone in the name of revenge for Maria. Since Shadow operates as a darker version of Sonic, he can match the hero's speed, skill, and ability to harness the Chaos Emeralds. While he eventually sees reason and decides to protect the Earth instead of destroying it, he prefers to work alone and becomes a distant ally who helps Sonic when necessary. From the trailer, the third film may deviate from the source material, as Robotnik will become an ally to Team Sonic. It's unlikely that he's the one to wake and release Shadow from containment. Instead, a member of the United Federation could be responsible for releasing the vengeful and dangerous ultimate life form on civilization. Since the film takes some creative liberties with Shadow's character, he may not give up on his goals or see the light, resulting in a Chaos Emerald-fueled battle between Shadow and Sonic, where he ultimately loses his life. However, this ending could be profoundly beautiful as he can reunite with the loved ones he lost.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
Number 3. Shadow's survival. While it's possible that Shadow doesn't survive the events of Sonic 3, in the source material, Gerald created Shadow while studying and trying to develop immortality, as he wanted to use his research to help his fatally ill granddaughter. Shadow manages to hold his own against Team Sonic as the ultimate life form and becomes a formidable foe for the heroes, so the likelihood of his survival is high. However, unlike Tails and Knuckles, who decide to join forces with Sonic because they share a common goal, Shadow's survival will either end in him becoming apprehended by the government or escaping to begin his next adventure. If Shadow survives and escapes, then the film franchise has plenty of inspiration for what's next for his character in future installments. As it turns out, Gerald used the DNA of an entity known as Black Doom to create Shadow in return for allowing the evil creature to use the Chaos Emeralds. Like many villains in the Sonic franchise, Black Doom hoped to achieve control over Earth and wanted to terrorize humanity, planning to use them as livestock and servants. After learning about Black Doom, Shadow agrees to help his ancestors with the impression that doing so could help him recover his lost memories. If Shadow survives at the end of Sonic 3 and escapes capture, he can meet Black Doom in the future and continue his role as the franchise's most dangerous villain. However, Shadow was never intended to remain an antagonist forever, as he's instrumental in defeating Black Doom and saving Earth. But only after regaining his memories and remembering the last thing he heard from Maria, who encouraged him to be kind. Shadow has a long and well-written development that can't be explored appropriately throughout a single film. So the franchise would benefit from his survival and the many compelling stories he offers.
Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic.
Number 4. Shadow joins Team Sonic. After the relative success of the first Sonic film, many fans anticipated the introduction of other popular characters, making the debut of Tails and Knuckles in Sonic 2 an easy decision. The three of them are some of the most beloved characters from the franchise, and in the vast stretch of video games, they have banded together as a recurring team when necessary. The team has come together multiple times to face threats or compete with other teams. Each member excels at least one skill, making Team Sonic a highly capable group that has successfully thwarted numerous world-threatening challenges. At the end of the sequel film, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles officially form Team Sonic, promising to work together to protect the Master Emerald. The third film promises to explore their dynamic, as they still need to learn how to trust one another and work efficiently as a team. In the trailer, Knuckles criticizes Sonic before rushing into battle without a proper plan. Although Sonic tries to stop him, Knuckles is beaten by Shadow, leaving his teammates to defend themselves. With an entire film to work on their friendships and cooperativeness, Team Sonic will likely evolve into a trustworthy fighting force for humanity. However, the team still has room to grow and welcome new members. There's a high probability that Shadow will be redeemed by the film's conclusion, earning Team Sonic a new ally on which to depend. However, his integration into the group will likely come with unique setbacks and challenges. Shadow is quick-witted, constantly alert, and driven by a strong sense of purpose. He is determined to achieve his goals by any means necessary and always maintains a serious demeanor. Sharing the same speed and skill as Sonic, it may seem like Shadow would make the perfect addition to Team Sonic, but he's the type of character who prefers to operate independently and isn't the most friendly.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
Number 5. Sonic leaves Green Hills. Anyone who has played the classic Sonic games is familiar with the countless green hills Sonic and his allies would race through in pursuit of Dr. Robotnik. The name of Sonic's home in the film franchise felt more than fitting as he came to appreciate the mountains surrounding Green Hills, Montana, and the people who lived there. He finds a lifelong friend in the town's sheriff, Tom, who, along with his wife, allows Sonic to live with them. However, as Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow have each made their own way to Green Hills, Tom will run out of room for these extraordinary creatures, and Sonic may realize he no longer fits in the place he once called home. Sonic 3 could end with Sonic leaving Green Hills, using his rings to travel back home, where he and the other members of Team Sonic could begin their next adventure. By traveling to new realms, Sonic could also meet popular characters, from Amy Rose to Metal Sonic, his recurring formidable adversary created by Dr. Robotnik.
But let's not worry about all that. This is Green Hills, the greatest place on Earth.
The anticipation for Sonic 3 is at an all-time high. The fans are excited to see how the story unfolds for Sonic and his friends, with the promise of encountering new challenges and facing off against a formidable adversary like Shadow. The next installment in the franchise holds the potential for thrilling adventures and further establishing Sonic and his allies as Earth's greatest defenders. The upcoming Sonic 3 film is poised to deliver an exciting and action-packed experience that fans will talk about for years, or until Sonic 4 premieres in theaters.
It's a dessert. If you like fun, you're gonna love it.
Oh, yum. Dessert.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Whoa, you fixed it.
I've spent my whole life questing for this. Now I have it. Now we have it.